When you're new on a job, the workplace can seem like a strange, confusing place. All those new faces seem to be staring at you. And there are all those new things to learn. We want to help you cut down on the anxiety. We're going to talk about important human resources topics that every employee needs to know to have an enjoyable, safe, and hassle-free work experience. We'll look at teamwork, customer service, diversity, preventing sexual harassment, drug-free workplace, preparing for an emergency, personal security, preventing workplace violence, personal wellness, and dealing with change. Let's start by talking about teamwork. All successful teams have certain things in common. They share a common goal that they work towards. They work under specific deadlines for achieving results. Members communicate with each other and are concerned about each other. They stop from time to check the quality of their work. And they work to make certain every member gets involved. You're part of a team, too, a team of professionals. Your success on the job starts with having the right attitude about your coworkers and your workplace. Your success or failure as part of a team and with a company can be determined by your attitude. To be successful, you need a positive attitude. What does that mean? Well, for starters, it means showing up for work, on time, every day. Your attendance is very important to your company. You're here for a reason, and when you're not, it hurts the team and the profitability of the company. Now, having a positive attitude also means being accountable for your actions, taking responsibility, having patience, and showing tolerance when things don't go your way.
Hey, Jeremy, can I ask you a favor?
You can ask.
I just got a big new order, but I'm still trying to finish up some other work. Could you take over for me for a little while I get started on the new job?
Look, just because you can't keep up with your job doesn't mean I gotta bail you out all the time. I got my own work to do.
Even though Jeremy did have his own work to do, he didn't bother to ask how long it would take to help out his fellow employee. Let's look at a better way to respond.
Hey, Jeremy, can I ask you a favor?
Sure.
I just got a new order, but I'm still trying to finish up some other work. Could you take over for me for a little while I get started on the new job?
Ooh, I don't know, I'm pretty busy. How long do you think it'll take?
About an hour.
Well, I can help you with part of it. Maybe we can get Janice to help with the rest.
Good idea, I'll ask her. Thanks, I knew I could count on you.
Of course, not every team can operate perfectly all the time. Differences are inevitable. The key is to keep those differences from turning into destructive conflicts.
No! You are missing the mark here. You're going to waste a lot of time and money.
Well, if you're so smart, maybe you should just fix the whole thing yourself.
Yeah, maybe I should. You don't seem to know what you're doing.
How could the situation have been handled better? Let's take a look.
I can tell you've put a lot of hard work into this. It's really starting to take shape.
Yeah, it has been a lot of work.
Can I make a couple of suggestions that might save even more time?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, have you thought about maybe moving these parts over to cell 3?
I had thought of that, but I thought it would work better over here so it wouldn't tie up the transporter. But I'm willing to give it a try.
In this second example, both employees disagreed in a way that probably made things better. They kept the disagreement from turning into a destructive conflict. One way you can do that is by voicing your opinions in ways that won't make others defensive. If a conflict does occur, it should be about something important, and it should occur in a way that brings a positive outcome. When everybody works to make that happen, it makes the workplace more productive and more enjoyable. In your job, do you work with customers? You may not think so, but everybody works with customers no matter what their job is. That's because there are different types of customers. External customers are the people who buy or use your company's products and services. You also have internal customers. These are employees in your own department in other departments, and other managers who rely on things you do in your job. How well are you providing them with service, products, or information to help them do their jobs? How well are you listening to and understanding their concerns so your company can succeed? Good customer service refers to being responsive to the needs of your internal customers as well as your external customers. Here are some ways every employee can practice good customer service. Never complain in front of a customer or where a customer can hear you. They'll lose confidence in you and your company. Whenever you're serving a customer, focus your attention on that customer. Chatting with other employees in front of a customer makes the customer think you don't care about his or her business. Treat your internal customers the same way you should treat your external customers. Behave as if your office or department is a business that serves other departments. Imagine what life would be like if everyone looked the same, behaved the same, and thought the same way. Thankfully, life is not like that. Neither is the workplace. There's a lot to be said for diversity. In this section, we're going to talk about the benefits of diversity. What is diversity? Well, there's no single right answer. The term workforce diversity usually means including people who are considered to be, in some way, different. That difference can be race, ethnic background, gender, or age. It can also refer to differences in religion, sexual orientation, education, and physical capabilities. Why is diversity important? Well, first of all, it strengthens and improves your company. Your customers are becoming more diverse, and having employees who can understand them helps your company. Companies that diversify their workforces have a distinct advantage over those that don't. The companies that benefit the most are the ones that employ people regardless of their differences. Diversity is also important to you. When you work with people that have backgrounds and perspectives different from your own, you're exposed to different ways of thinking. That can make you better at dealing with people and solving problems. It also makes life more interesting. There are many types of discrimination that can occur in the workplace. One of the most serious is sexual harassment. Sexual harassment can be a destructive force in the workplace. People who are sexually harassed often experience severe stress and loss of self-esteem. With so much news coverage about sexual harassment over the past few years, why does it continue? Well, part of the reason is that some people just don't get it. They have the wrong idea about the definition of sexual harassment. Sexual harassment may be described generally as any offensive or unwelcome sexual conduct that interferes with a person's work performance or creates a hostile or offensive working environment. Here are examples of conduct that can be considered sexual harassment. Unwelcome sexual propositions.
You know, you and I ought to hook up sometime. I know you're playing hard to get, but it's pretty obvious that you want it.
Look, I've told you over and over, I'm not interested.
Graphic comments about a person's body. Sexually suggestive objects or pictures in the workplace. Sexually degrading words to describe a person. Negative or explicit statements about a sexual relationship, whether or not it actually took place.
Well, everybody does know he's been seeing the boss after hours.
No kidding. So that's why he got that promotion last year.
Unwelcome touching, patting, pinching, or staring. And negative gender-based humor. Any of these types of behavior, if they're unwelcome or repeated, are improper and could lead to legal action under both state and federal law. If you are a target of sexual harassment, follow your company's policy on what to do. In general, here are 3 steps to take. Respond right away. Tell the offender in direct statements that his or her conduct is unwelcome and unacceptable.
Look, I don't like your comments about my body. They are very offensive to me. If you don't stop, I'm going to have to take this to your supervisor.
2. Write down details about the other person's behavior and how you responded to it. 3. If the problem continues, report it. Your company's policy should state whether you should report it to a supervisor, HR representative, or union representative. Your employer needs to take every complaint of sexual harassment seriously. It needs to take steps to immediately investigate the complaint. If you know that someone else is being harassed, here's what you can do. Offer your support. Let that person know that she or he is not alone. Take a stand against offensive behavior. Let the offender know you saw what was going on. Be part of a workforce that does not tolerate sexual harassment. Drug and alcohol abuse touches many workplaces. Employees who abuse drugs or alcohol file more than twice as many workers' compensation claims, use almost twice the medical benefits, and are absent from work 1/3 more than non-users. They're also 60% more likely to cause accidents. The Drug-Free Workplace Act is a requirement for certain federal contractors. It also supports drug-free initiatives that help prevent drug use in the workplace and provide help to those who seek it. Under these initiatives, drug and alcohol abuse is not tolerated. You are expected to report to work, remain at work, and perform your duties free from the presence of controlled or illegal substances. If you use drugs or alcohol at work, you can be fired. Studies show that companies with drug-free workplace initiatives in place have less absenteeism, less turnover, and fewer accidents. In addition, there are many sources of assistance available. One of them may be your company's EAP, or Employee Assistance Program. Others may include community-based programs and agencies, and your supervisor, who can help point you in the right direction.
I feel safer working in a drug-free workplace.
I like knowing that I can depend on my coworkers, that they're not going to make mistakes that could cause accidents.
At most workplaces, emergencies don't happen very often, and that's the way it should be. But that doesn't mean emergencies will never happen at work. You need to know what to do in case of fire, severe storms, chemical releases, and other emergencies. Your employer needs to determine appropriate emergency procedures and communicate them to you. Make sure you know what to do when or if an emergency strikes. At home, many of us take safety precautions, but at work we tend not to because somehow we feel much safer here than in other places. Is this a false sense of security? How safe are we at work really? The answer may depend on how well we're paying attention. Wherever you go in and around your workplace, stay alert. Keep your head up as you walk, make eye contact, and walk with confidence. Follow your company's safety and security procedures and familiarize yourself with emergency response plans. Don't give building or gate access codes to strangers, including visitors and delivery persons. After all, you wouldn't give your home security code to a stranger, so don't do it at work. You should also keep your computer passwords or access codes secret. If your company requires you to wear a name badge or photo ID, be sure to comply. If you see someone you don't recognize who's not wearing an ID badge, Notify your supervisor or someone in security. Report broken windows and locks and dimly lit stairwells and corridors to your supervisor. When you leave your area, let someone know. Try not to work alone after hours. If you do stay late with others, use the buddy system and make sure a coworker or security guard walks you to your vehicle. Perhaps the most important personal tip of all is this. Be aware of your surroundings. Know what's going on around you and the people you work with, and you'll reduce your risk. Workplace violence is one of the leading causes of occupational death for workers. It used to be confined to specific industries, but now workplace violence affects businesses of every size and type. Workplace violence includes any act that threatens employee or customer safety or results in damage to a person, company, or property. Not only is workplace violence a crime, it's also a workplace hazard and can result in death, injury, and stress-related conditions. The key is to identify problems, face them head-on, and solve them before they get out of hand. Perhaps the first step is to know who could potentially commit workplace violence. Is there a complete profile? For answers, let's turn to Police Chief James Miller. Chief?
Workplace violence often happens with little or no warning. The difficulty lies in the fact that there's no single specific type of person that commits this sudden violence. What we do know is that workplace violence can be committed by someone from within the company or outside the company. At the center of it all is a troubled individual who has experienced some type of trauma. Signs of this trouble are many and varied, but here are some to look for. First, take note of any behavioral or personality changes in a coworker. Overt threats are also a warning sign, in addition to showing signs of severe depression or extreme desperation over home or work situations. Some people also show an unhealthy preoccupation with weapons. They're more likely to be into substance abuse and to have conflicts with employees, customers, and supervisors. Be on the lookout for anybody who says or even hints that they might harm someone. You should also pay attention to anybody who expresses fear of another person, such as an employee that says he or she is being stalked. Don't hesitate to report these incidents to a supervisor. Being proactive can mean the difference between workplace violence occurring or not.
Here's what you can do to prepare for or minimize the incidence of workplace violence. First, don't ignore potential violence and notify the proper authorities when you see signs of trouble. Second, know your company's crisis management or emergency response procedures. If an incident does occur, stay calm and follow all emergency procedures. Know who to call for help in a crisis situation and listen to all instructions. Personal wellness. It used to be something that employees had to take care of on their own. Today, many employers offer wellness programs. If your company offers one, you should really take advantage of it. Here's why. Wellness programs provide a variety of activities and resources designed to help you better balance your work and home lives. Examples include exercise and weight loss programs, on-site fitness facilities, and nutrition courses. Wellness programs also provide many benefits, including improving your health, boosting your energy, managing your weight and stress, and giving you a more positive mental outlook. You can also increase your knowledge by learning more about yourself through screenings and health risk assessments.
I started working out a few months ago. It was hard to get started at first, but I'm into it now, and I feel great.
Exercise boosts energy level and mental capacity while reducing stress and the risk of disease. Exercise also improves flexibility, sleep, and your overall sense of well-being.
I quit smoking for my family and for myself.
Some wellness programs will also help those who want to quit smoking. They'll help you cut back or go cold turkey and provide a support network too. Your company is interested in you as a total person. So if your company offers a wellness program, take them up on it. Your participation will reduce your chance of getting hurt or sick and missing work. You may also spend less in medical costs, which will help keep your premiums down. Before we wrap things up, there's one more topic that's very helpful to keep in mind. It has to do with change. Every day, in little or big ways, we all have to deal with change. How we deal with it determines whether or not we succeed as a company and as individuals. New products, new ways of doing things, continual improvement in the workplace. They all involve change. Now, not all change may seem positive. It may even cause some stress. But if you handle it correctly, change gives you opportunity for a positive experience. It allows you to evolve and become better. If you understand that and accept change as a natural part of everyday life, you see that change may be your opportunity to move in new directions and improve your future. We've looked at a number of issues that you should know about to be successful, healthy, and happy at work. Of course, we didn't have time to cover all the details. For more information about any of these topics, ask your supervisor. Now that you're part of the team, get involved. Express your opinions and listen to others when they express theirs. Remember, your company is not just a collection of buildings, tools, and machines. Employees are the company. Your team is working to provide the finest products and services for its customers. Welcome to the team.